Testing microphone. Fuck. Hello. I know one person's watching and I've got 2 thumbs up. If you guys can let me know, make sure that the volume is good and the sound, like everything. Okay. If you can hear me, give an indication in the chat. If you're watching on, I'm a little early because I wanted to get everything prepped here, make sure it's okay. So if you're watching on the vericoin.info/live, the feed is embedded there. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Neutral Observer. Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw, I posted in Slack and also on Facebook and Twitter. Doug will not be joining us tonight due to a family medical concern. So I'll do what I can. I'll wait till the start time and I'll give everybody a quick update on what I have as far as information from the contributors. So appreciate you getting here early and giving me indication that you can hear me. Yeah, I don't think Neutral Observer wrote, I would advise putting a cap on supply if possible. I don't think that's going to happen. Our protocol is pretty well set. Doubt it will be changed, but again, part of the thought on that is the community feedback. So, but the protocol is what it is. But all opinions matter and they will be listened to. I was hoping I could share my screen. There's some things I wanted to show, but I don't see the option. I probably need to practice Google Hangouts live for the next time. Like I said, there will be a full planning for a full version with Doug's attendance next Friday, a week from today, same time. So we'll do it again next week. But today I'll just honor the fact that we said we were going to do a live hangout and do the best I can without Doug being here. Natural Observer, since you're the one that's typing, do you mind sharing where you're from? Just out of curiosity. It's always, I like finding out our community members and learning where everyone's from. I like the fact that we've got members of the community all throughout the world. So, okay, cool. Yeah, we were in London for a meetup. We didn't have a whole lot of people attend, but I think right now the crypto markets are pretty slow. And That's cool. Yeah, I got into VeriCoin in 2014. Initially, I had some black coin, and then I liked what I saw with Patrick and Doug and what they were doing. And as a matter of fact, the fact that they were going and doing these live hangouts, I thought that was kind of refreshing at the time. There was very few people in crypto that were actually making themselves present and visible. And so yeah, I got in then, and then 2016 got back involved again pretty heavily, and here I am, and I'm not leaving. I've got convictions and reasons why I'm here, which I will share. And it's not money directly, anyway. All right. So I will start in a few minutes. And if you're watching this on a delay, because I know it will be recorded, I apologize for the 7 minutes of me testing and getting prepped before the actual start time of 12 o'clock, which is right now. Okay. So first of all, I just want to let everyone say thank you for watching this. I posted on Twitter and in Slack that Doug is not able to make it today for this hangout because of a family medical concern. With that being said, we will reschedule a full version with Doug's input and also some opinions he has, I think, overall in the crypto market. We'll do that next Friday, same time at noon. And again, we apologize. So I'll keep this one relatively short. I'll give a few updates of what's happening within the community right now, and a couple other concerns. I know people asked about exchanges, especially with regards to Verium and what's going on, so we can try to get more exposure by being in the different exchanges. There always are developments. The thing with exchanges is that they are third-party groups. So there's been things in the past that we thought were pretty certain. There was a group called CoinTail, which was supposedly going to be offering fiat to VeriCoin exchange, and that fell through. There was another exchange we were working with that looked really promising. And at the last minute, they pull in some huge fee that they wanted. If you're new to this project, you got to realize that this is not your typical ICO or blockchain company. This is a fully decentralized project. So there are funds. We have an endowment fund that's staking, and pretty much the project runs off that earned interest. So to get onto exchanges, and lately it's like every week there's 5 new exchanges saying, hey, you know, we can get VeriCoin and Verium on there. It's not practical to be on every one. So there has to be some strategy, and community and input and feedback on that is obviously appreciated. The main thing, this is before I get into the updates, the main thing that I wanted to get across personally, that's kind of, I don't say difficult to say, but it's something that needs to be said. It's partly what I just did, and that reminder that VeriCoin is not a company. And I see a lot of people referencing like the team quite often, and I get that. I understand that there's certain people that are kind of looked upon as leadership. At the same time, everyone that is contributing is pretty much a volunteer. And with that being said, there's a kind of a distinct message I wanted to get across, which is the team is the community. I started my involvement with this project as a contractor to help with some of the marketing aspects, and I had some specific things that I was going to do. from that contract, I stayed on and got more involved, and I still am involved, and I'm going to do everything I can, but it's not my full-time job by any stretch of the imagination. And with that being the case, obviously more people helping is better. But more importantly than that is my opinion is just one opinion. I wanted to share a quote, and like I said, I wanted to try to share my screen here, but this is something I posted on Twitter, and I'll share it. I'll share the wording in the comments. This is from Keith Krach, who is the chairman of Docusign. The quote is, "You have to ensure that a team includes different temperaments, talents, and convictions. I think diversity of thought is the catalyst for genius and is absolutely essential for building a high-performance team." So with that quote being said, I think it's so important that our contributions into the project are coming from people with different mindsets and different opinions. I think there's a core belief that we have with this project, which is the decentralization. We need to do, I say we, I mean the community, have to figure out a better way to get people more involved in a much easier way. So I've been working on a project management tool. It really is pretty much ready for release. There's a couple things I've been trying to tweak, but at this point, I'm going to end up just putting it out on Monday as it is. And it's a way for anyone in the community to kind of see the projects that are being worked on. And then if you want to be associated with any of those projects, if there's something that you feel you've got conviction for, it will be there for you to take part in. Because I think a lot of people do want to contribute. They just don't know how or what. And you don't need to be a developer. You don't need to be a developer and you know code to contribute to this project. There's a lot of different ways, translation, article writing, just even telling your peers, your friends, your family about the project and the technology, I think will go a long way. So let me go ahead and get into some of the updates. I kind of said my piece on some of like the big principles I wanted to share. Let me pull this up real quick. So this will be a quick rundown of some of the projects that are being worked on and who's contributing. The biggest thing right now is the VeriCore, which is getting us to the latest Bitcoin core code. That's being worked on by Cinetech. When that's completed, a lot of the other projects that I'm going to mention can kind of go into full release. But that's such an integral part of almost everything else that's being worked on. So there's good progress on that. And I don't have a percentage completed thing. I just know Cinetech is working very hard on that. And there has been some good progress. When that's completed, VeriCore will be lighter, faster, and more efficient. Maxwell is working on the dual mobile wallet, VeriMobile. And that will support, obviously, both VeriCoin and Verium. It is in the final stage, final alpha stage, rather. And that, too, is dependent on the VeriCoin completion, which Cinetech is working on. Christoph and Marcin are working on new wallet updates for both VeriCoin and Verium. Those are more front end. Marcin's put some concepts together, and Christoph's got working on the shell right now, and that will be based on the latest version of QML and Qt. Those wallets, again, are also dependent on the VeriCore completion. So Cinetech, a lot's riding on you, buddy. Kaijo is working on integration with Ledger for both VeriCoin and Verium, and that too is dependent on VeriCore completion. Phyton is working on Trezor integration, also dependent on VeriCoin completion. And FX to Cause, Doug is working on a mini blocks testnet, which he can, and the plan was for him to go into more detail about that tonight. Again, we will postpone that till next Friday, the 26th, I believe. Yes, Friday the 26th at noon. We will tentatively plan for the hangout with Doug. Um, one more thing. So those are the updates from a technical development end. On a marketing side, as you know, the success files and the Fox Business News commercial ran. Honestly, there wasn't. You looked at, if you want to look at pricing, there wasn't any big move or any move on pricing. And even on analytics, looking at the web traffic, there really wasn't a whole lot of traffic increase on that either. My thoughts are, even though we had some national TV exposure, those commercials are like, you need to get repeat impressions. And secondly, right now, crypto, I think a lot of people are just kind of like, okay, we've heard it. They're waiting to see it work. And that's where my passion is really is focused more on use cases. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of different ways people can help. Marketing is one, development's another, community management would be huge. If you know, Verimat is working his ass off all the time. So looking for people to take some of the, take some of the weight off of his shoulders. So if that interests you, definitely make a comment in Slack or Twitter that you want to get involved, and we will put you, help put you in touch with the contributors that are working on certain projects. That's about all I guess I want to go over tonight. Next week, we'll do a more in-depth review. I'll read through some of these comments real quick just to see if there's anything I can try to take care of tonight. Crypto Trader likes the fact that we're doing a live chat. I agree. I'll be honest with you guys, this is not my comfort zone. I like to be more behind the scenes and doing things that people necessarily don't see my face. It's not that I'm afraid to show it off. It's just, it's not my comfort zone. So if someone else in the community wants to do more of this kind of stuff, raise your hand and we'll make that happen. I'll do it because it's needed. But like I said, it's not my comfort zone. But yes, if you want to see more of these and no one else volunteers, I will do it as long as you guys like it. Say is very excited about mini blocks. I am as well. ARDR on Binance. Okay, whatever. Great, dude. That's the other thing. One last thing, price, all that stuff, man. I don't really care. I know everyone has their own motives for being in crypto. My personal motive is I hate the effing banks big time. I want people to have the power of their money in their own hands and control it better. Obviously, everyone wants to make money. It's be lying if you didn't. But I'm not sitting here with the intention. I did not get involved in crypto with the intention of becoming a millionaire. My intentions are to make the world a more fair place, because I see so many people that have power and they abuse it. And I feel like crypto gives a fair opportunity for people to take some of that power back. So that's my passion. That's what I'm involved in it. That was my intention to get involved. And I encourage you to think about what is your real intention of this. If it's strictly just to make like a lot of money, that's fine. It's your opinion. Everyone is entitled to it. We need different opinions. On the other hand, ask yourself if you're much different than the banks or the central bankers that crypto is intended to replace. Mobile functionality is what I'm really looking forward to, and then market it hard with unique protocol to attract users. I absolutely agree. We can't have use cases without a good mobile wallet. So, okay, guys. Charles, great. I'm glad you like my opinion I just shared. I think we need more people to remember the intention of crypto, not just the get rich quick. But yeah, definitely. I apologize. Also, I know the last update I did was back in March. If you weren't aware, I got extremely sick in March and April. My disappearance was not because of the bear market. Again, this isn't my comfort zone. I also don't want to just put out messages of what's coming and then we don't have that delivered. So I'm going to come on when we have stuff to really talk about. which I'm really happy with the development. Even though our community, and again, crypto across the board, you ask any vlogger, any community, there's pretty much a decrease of about 70 to 80% of traffic or users or whatever. Obviously, different projects have different variations of that number. Where was I going with that? But yeah, so our community is obviously is smaller in size. However, the number of different people making contributions now is much better than it was a year ago. And that excites me. So the project's not dead. I've heard people say, oh, VeriCoin project's dead. It's far from dead. If anything, it's the opposite of that, my belief. Can development be faster? Absolutely. But again, don't rely on just a handful of people to make this project a success. You have as much ability to contribute in one way or another. It's just a matter of standing up, raising your hand and saying you want to, and then being connected with the right person, or take some initiatives on your own even, and tell the community that you need help. And I'm sure there'll be people that are willing to help you. So that's all. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can always message me on Twitter at BlueLinksMKTG, just short for marketing, or you can hit me up on Slack, send me a direct message. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you again next week. Thank you.